So yeah, there you go. So look, this is going to be mute. It's going to go, you know, it'll be fine in a couple of weeks. It'll be fixed, but it just shouldn't be released like that. I mean, it's not a me problem, is it? It's not a you problem either. It's a their problem. Really? $70? No, but it's all down to this amazingly modeled, study level 3D cockpit that allows you to really fly the 737 in your own home.
Nevertheless, grave danger, I fear, in his training.
Discord, and I'll have some odd random stream during the week, and I'll see you then, folks.
Yeah, that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.
And we will certainly make some buttons with special goodbye there, folks. See what happens. The sea is climbing all over the place. So we're not crashing it first. Right, those buttons. It's time for us to sign off. I think she wants a treat. Do you want a treat with the buttons? Do you want a treat? Okay, just look at me until I actually get off the stage. Excellent, folks. Pleasure as always. See you soon.
Greetings, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to this Thursday stream. I have to tell you, I'm going to do some practice today, so it's not going to be very interesting. Well, actually, it is for you. But it is going to be interesting because mayhem's going to happen. We're doing circuits in Dublin. I was annoyed there a while ago. I did the go around. I was very late taking the gear up, and that annoyed me a little bit because I'm chatting on the stream, and here we go, buttons. Yeah, little dog. There you go. I have to do that for Butts because, as you know, she'll kick off. So, folks, yeah. So we're in Dublin. We're going to do circuits in Dublin, and we're going to see who comes on, and just a couple of playing around with the feel of the aircraft and jamming on those brakes. See if you can do short field landings, crazy landings, all that kind of stuff with the 737, the PMD G737-700. So that's what we're going to do today, folks. Now I'm just going to get the YouTube up here because I haven't put a thumbnail on. We'll see how we go. I'll put a thumbnail on eventually. Let's get the chat up here for YouTube. Because sorry, that's just that, folks, is the echo from YouTube. See when I start that. I hope you like the colours. And one thing I have to do actually is if you hit Alt F3, not F4. Look, that's standard. You know this, right? It looks much better, I think. Now, I'd like to know how to save these filters because every time you've got to update your NVIDIA drivers, it forgets about everything. Yep. Yes, it does. Let's get some colours on. Let's get some lights on, shall we? Let's get some lights on my face and see what happens here. We're going to take off down a second. I'm just going to see who's on. I'm going to say hello to everybody. Let's get some lights on here. YouTube. I'll just leave one light on. Let's not blind myself. That'll do. Just big light coming down on me. So welcome to Nighthawk, everyone. He says, hello everyone, I'm able to join you today. Oh, Nighthawk, you'll be disappointed because we're going to stick around Dublin. Well, I don't know. We'll see how we go. I'm quite sleepy now. I've had an interesting day. So we'll see how we go. If it's sleepy, a bit dopey. You know, the end of the day kind of thing. But we'll see how we go. Algran Sargravy and YouTube, greetings to you. Clappy D's with us, greetings to you, Clappy D. Blackjack. Morning, everyone, says Blackjack, to be honest. I liked the crash into better. I liked the crash intro better. Oh, yes, I know you do. Yes, of course, sorry, the crash into the crazy intro. Yes. Clappy D, I think that's for Sunday streams, Blackjack62. Oh, yes, that's right, Blackjack. I just saved that one for Sunday streams. I have to update this one. Because it's the sound. I was just trying to be arty-farty and it doesn't quite work. Also, David White's with us. Greetings, David White. So here's the plan. Okay, I'm going to do a few circuits. I'm just going to see how the aircraft feels and just think about it as we go. There's lots and lots of mistakes are going to be made. Right? We're in the SAS livery, folks. We're in the S and Dublin V2. Dublin V2 is looking very good, folks. I hope you're all pleased with it. If you're in this area. You know, if you go to Dublin a lot, you might want to go in. They've added the terminal so you can see inside and stuff. It's all very interesting, all very nice. And that's us over here, folks, in the SAS livery. Yeah, I got the engine started and everything. Now, what I've done is kind of half-assed. Here's my thinking. It's very loud in here, isn't it? Here's my thinking, right? I'm going to take off. Make sure the autopilot's on. All this stuff may not work now because we haven't done a normal flight, and my knowledge of the 737 isn't what it should be, as we all know, right? So I was almost not going to stream and just do it on my own, but flight director on here, director on here. So we're just going to see how we go. I'm going to learn by my mistakes, effectively, what's going to happen. I did not ask for that to happen. I did not ask for that to happen at all. No, no, sir. No, no. Go away. Go away. What the hell's going on here? See, I told you. Stop! Give me control of my air. What have I pressed? What have I pressed? No! Don't do this now! Oh, it's got auto throttle on. Get away! Jesus. VNAV and LNAV won't come on. I haven't got a full flight plan in. I've probably forgotten something. Let's just go to this again. This is going to drive me demented. It's either this or that stream and just play around on my own. So I'm pretty much playing on my own with the stream. So I'm going to set flaps 30. It says we're empty, so it's 120 speed. That's what it gives us. Let's go to an ITREF here, and well, I want 2,000 feet, but I won't like that. I'll give it 4,000. I just want to do circuits, you know. Insufficient fuel. How can I have insufficient fuel? Oh no, there's no fuel on board, folks. No wonder it went nuts, folks. See, I've just started on the runway. I haven't started with cold and dark, which is the problem. This is gonna be a dodgy stream, folks. Yeah, I'll have some of that, please. Yeah, now that'll change. Oh god, I've got to get the fuel truck out. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, folks? Won't let me change the fuel. Loads of problems here. So you can't just set up an approach. You can't. You've got to do the whole flight, really, don't you? Let's just have a look and see if we can get some. Let's go to the menu here and get some fuel on board. I think PMDG. I just set it to have cold and dark ready on the runway, you know. So options would be in there. No. Give me some fuel, please. Do I have to ask the fuel truck to come out, folks? Do I? I have to get some fuel on. There's an awful lot to this when you're doing something slightly different, folks, isn't there? Need some fuel. Target fuel. Okay, give me 6,000. No, actually, give me. We'll go for 9,000. Will it even hold that? Fuel truck, give it to me. Trucks remove. Start refueling, please. Very peculiar. So unfortunately you can't just go up here and ask for more fuel. I won't let you do it. You see that? So that's kind of annoying. I won't do it because I'm not in the apron. So hand them, of God, do I set this thing up? Do you do circuits? Do you know? Just give me fuel on the runway is all. Can you do it in here somewhere? Does anybody know? Nope. Nope. Go to the menu, PMTG setup. There's got to be fuel here. Got to be a way to fuel up quickly without flip-flopping around. I'm just going to have to look here. Just going to have to keep looking. Greetings! Robert Dives here to save us. Robert is here to save us, folks, on Twitch. I just want to do some circuits, Robert. And it won't let me fuel up. Menu FS actions for you. Robert knows everything. He's great. A round of applause to Robert, who's joining us. He helped out for a little bit. Excellent, Robert. See, Robert, normally I just play this on my own. I wouldn't stream at all. I just figure it out. But I said, I'll just stream it. I'll just stream it. See what happens. So, down to the menu. FS actions. And a few. We got Robert Dives to subscribe. Thank you very much, Robert. Robert's a very long. He's been sitting with us folks in the very beginning. And he's resubscribed tier 1 now for 20 months now in a row. Have I been doing this for 20 months? There it is. Let's set 2/3. Is that it? Have I done it? Now it's going to change everything, isn't it? Have you got fuel now? And the only way I know is to check in here and see. Okay, we got fuel. Oh, great. Happy days. We don't have any stuff hanging around. I think there's nothing hanging around. Excellent. So I got the fuel sorted out. So the next thing is LNAV and VNAV. That's not doing it. I don't arm the auto throttle because that'll kick off the throttle. Because we don't have an actual flight plan set in. Do I need one? No, not really. Not really. I just want to get the go-rounds sorted out, rubber times. Do you know? That's all I really want to do. So I'm going to go for... That's why you should insert the sim brief. It's your fuel weight as well, actually. Okay, cool. Well, look, we'll just get going here, right? We'll get going. I got the recorder started. Clappy D. You'll be pleased to hear. And it's asking for now. It's going to be faster than 125 knots. So let's just rejig our weight, mass, and balance. It's going to change our takeoff V speeds. Yes, we've got flaps 5 for takeoff. And it's going to give us a new CFG. And it's going to give us more speeds. We've got no packs, but I don't care about that. So I said, so takeoff speed, safety speed is 136. So 136. And our approach speed then. So we're going to go to index and performance. Approach actually. So on flaps 3136 knots. Flaps 3136 knots. That makes a bit more sense to me, you know. 136 on approach. Flaps 30. Now I haven't done any, I haven't written anything down. I'm just going for it. Flaps 30. So I'm just going to do a few, see how it feels, and we're going to go. It's just I'm annoyed about the whole gear thing. That kind of annoyed me a little bit. It's very late taking up the gear. Alright, so let's take off and see what happens, shall we? Have you got any problems? Any problems there? Yes, we do. We've got hydraulics. I don't know what that's about. Overheat. Right, we'll see how we go. Let's just get the feel of it for the moment. Let's go kind of VF4-ish. I'd like to have the VNAV and LNAV, but that's not going to happen. Both flight directors are on. Of course, should be the runway heading. Oh god. Runway heading is 278. Let's get the heading here. 278. 278, and the course is 278 as well. We'll go this way, might be quicker. 278. 278 approach course, and the frequency for the ILS in Dublin is for this moment is 110.15, and I think I said that already. 110.15 is active in the nav. And make sure we have autopilot 1 set. So interestingly enough, center tank pumps. Oh, thank you, Robert. Thank you very much. Okay. So I'm going to do a circuit manually here, and we're going to see how we go, right? Let's not worry about that. Let's just go. And then we'll do it. We'll do a few stop and goes and stuff. Right, so flaps set to 5. Nav course on both sides, Robert says. Nav and course on both sides. Oh, you're saying, okay, that's probably why. Oh, you said that to me yesterday, didn't you? What a pain in the hole. Can you set it up to do both sides on the FMC here? Well, let's just do it because that's going to take a lot of time and me looking around. Can you have it set up for nav and course ones? Both sides? I don't know. 110.515 and boom, and the course both sides 278. Damn it, that's gone the wrong way again. Ha ha ha. 278 on both sides, and then you can, you know. Now of course both sides, a lot of time you only have to set it once, right? Yeah, exactly. So 278, 278, and it does make sense, you know, because if they have something to do, if they both have to be set on both sides for something else to work, then that needs to be done, yeah. VNAV and LNAV will not work there because I've left something out. There's something I've left out here because I haven't done it all from the start. Let's go to performance here and see if we've left anything out. Not really with the wings. We said don't hit perf request. We got our V speeds all set up. Takeoff, flaps 5. CFG, CFG has changed. Trim is now 5.73. When I say 5.73, give me 5.73. Now, is that like OA up here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 right there, isn't it? David White says his frames have dropped. Reset your stream. Reset your stream. Okay, let's just go. And let's get into it. Right, full power. Oh, I'll hit the toggle button. That's not going to work though, the toggle button. So, because we don't have auto throttle arm. Let's see if we arm. Something I've left out there anyway. Auto throttle arm. Come on. And hit the toggle button. I don't think it's going to work. No, it does. Okay. Brakes off. Brakes off. I know what that is. I know what that is. Wow. That can only be one thing. That means that your the chocks are on. I thought I removed the chocks. Chocks are on. So you got a menu. Flights and actions, ground services. Get rid of the wheel chocks that I've got. And now let's go. Shall we? And off we go. Let's on the auto throttle for check FDs. Right side is off. Flight director. Oh, it is off too. I thought I switched it on. I must have switched something else there, Robert. Such a small little button. VNAV and LNAV isn't coming up though. LNAV isn't on. Thank you, Robert. Alright, now engage LNAV and VNAV. VNAV won't work. See, I haven't really set. I haven't set a full route. Would that be a problem? I wonder. Damn it, it's such something so simple. I thought I flicked it on. See, it could have been here. Then just check off here. Let's just go. Okay, thank you, Robert. So we're going to do one or two of these, and I'm going to write stuff down then to have procedure done. Just, you know, let's just go and do VO4 job. Let's put the flight director on, see what happens here. Or sorry, the auto throttle, and hit the toggle button. Let's go. Brakes are off. Chocks are now removed. Forward of the stick. Let's just go. We'll go manually, and I'm going to try and take it off manually for the first few circuits, okay? So we're rolling. 70 knots now.
80 knots.
80 knots. It's all about manual, you know. P1 and rotate. Just call it out this time. I like that. Up we go. Up we go. Very nice.
Positive rate of climb.
Positive rate of climb, gear up. We're going to 3,000 feet, folks. 3,000 feet. And I'm manually changing the speed. Oh, the speed setting, of course, it's already on. 3,000 feet. I'm not going more than 15 degrees, please. Flaps up to 1. I have to look in here to follow our path. There we go. Just going to follow the path, the magenta line down here, folks. Or is that following the go-around there? I don't know what the flight director's following. But it wants to go straight ahead for some reason. I'm just going to turn downwind here. Now, oh, a little bit missed the 3,000 feet there. Let's trim it up. Let's slow her down. Okay, auto throttle's going to... I'll leave auto throttle on for the first few. And flaps up. Gear up, flaps up. I'm going to intercept the ILS. We're going to do a manual ILS. I wonder what shall I do without the auto throttle, folks. I think that'd be good practice. Let's get rid of the auto throttle. So I'm going to do a few of them manually first, okay? That's annoying. The mouse is, you know, going somewhere else now. Let's set the throttle set to, that's about 50%. Let's 60% and see what happens. 60% on both, please. Okay. Now I'm a few hundred feet too low. Very nice. Come on, keep turning. See, the minute you get the mouse and you move somewhere else, something else goes out of kilter. So trimming is vital. Trimming is absolutely vital. Take my time. Just getting used to it. And now I'm going to get my altitude negative side and some speeds. We're going way too fast here. So I'm going to take the throttle down to about 50% now. Let's see what that gives us. Now, these settings, I'm looking in here, are going to be very important. So I'm going to figure that out. And I'm not going to spend too much time trying to get 50 exactly, right? Let's descend a little bit, and we'll slow down. I'm going to have to lower the nose, which means they're going to accelerate anyway. So we get into straight and level flight. We're going to follow the magenta line. There we go. I'm at 3,000 feet exactly. So I'm going to see what speed we get at 50% of the throttles. There we go. Okay, so Dublin is over here now. Oh, F12, F12, F12. What is over there? Behind us there. Okay, so 237. At 3,000 feet. Okay, so I want 210 now. So what I'm going to do actually, if I have the speed, do I have the speed? Why don't I have the speed? And let's hit this button here. Isn't that one, Robert? Robert, I know you're telling me. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to do is stop here and read. I'm going to read out 220. I'm going to read out, I would say 200, okay? I'm going to do it manually first. I think if you do it manually first, you know, you're kind of in a good place. So now I'm going to adjust the throttles to about 45 maybe. See what we get. I won't get it exact, but close enough. Now I've got my altitude. I'll stop, Robert. There are loads of text messages there, so thank you though. Keep them coming. Just remember, if I look away, I'm screwed. 220 knots I'm looking for, isn't it? No, I said 200 then. I changed my mind. Okay, 200 knots. Going over to Hoth Head now. We're 5.5 miles out. So continuously trimming to get my 200 knots. We're going to stop then, Robert, and you might give me, I'll write all that stuff down, okay? I'll write all that stuff down you give me. Give me 200 knots, please. Changing it to about 39%. Keeping my altitude. There we go. Now, 38%. I've got to trim nose up to get my altitude. Oh, that's right. It's a little bit dodgy. A little bit too slow, I would say. Right? A little bit too slow. So I just want to get to 200. Just want to get control of the speed manually first. Do you know what I mean? Lots of nose up trimming. Now I've got to add a bit of power to go over the drag. It's a bit close. Doesn't like the stick shakers coming on now. So I know it's too slow. Oh, we want to control it. Now add a bit of power to take it away. Get to 200 quickly. And I'm going to get flaps 1 here. I'm losing my altitude now. I'm going to add it to take it away. There we go. Ooh, lots of power. Lots of nose up and you add a lot of power. So the speed coming in, I want what was it, 136? $136. So that's confirmed. Oh, I went way up there. Okay, let's come down to 2.5 now. Let's come down to 2.5. Oh, I don't want those to go down like that. 200 knots. Taking a lot of power off. Gotta think ahead. It takes a while for those engines to spool up. 200 knots, please. What we could do. I'm going to come out a little bit further, okay? I didn't set my rings. There's 200 knots there now, so... But the minute I start messing with the mouse, you know, this is what's going to happen. If I was trimmed, that would be okay. It's going to get reasonably trimmed. I'm not going to crab about 3 or 4 knots. No, don't go up like that. It's a bit up and downy. Means I'm going to trim the other way now. All I want to do is go in here. Alright, copy you. Go to fix. Boom, up we go, up we go, up we go. Don't be losing altitude, grip sim. Bit up and downy. Trimming too much perhaps. And we want /5 and we want /10 for the 2 rings there. There we go. Now let's turn in. Let's turn in. Oh, 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 oh. Very up and downy. Really pitchy. Right, turning for final now. I want 200 knots. And I'm way below that. Oh, oh, oh. Looking away. It ain't trimmed. In any way, shape or form, and it's kind of like it's trimming too much and then I have to take it off again, probably because there's no force feedback. You know, you've no feel for the aircraft, but I've done this very well with a bit of practice there a while ago, good while ago. There we go. 200 knots now. So Robert, bear with me. I'm going to come to a halt and read your texts. I'm going to write stuff down. Actually, if you don't mind, right, Robert, what I'm going to do, stand by with the text there for the moment. I'm going to do this one and another one, and then this one I'm going to do touch and go. Okay. I'm going to say go around, but the wheels are going to hit the ground. Do you get me? That's 2.5 there now. I'm going to do this and one more, and then I'm going to stop at the runway. But it's going to be a shorter circuit, so that's going to happen next. Perhaps some music to, you know, entertain us while we're doing this. Simple play button here. There we go. There we go. See, it's going up there like a yo-yo. Come on. So we get it trimmed a little bit. I'll write some things down here if you don't mind. See, it's climbing up there again. Stop it. Bloody hell. Come over here. I'm happy to stay below 200 knots now. It's kind of going up and down a little bit. It's not very stable. There we go. Sit up a little bit higher in my chair there. I'm trimming forward now again. after trimming back for ages. I'm not touching the power. Right, I'm not touching the power. Get back down. So when I lower the nose, you accelerate, and then that's going to change the trim. Do you know? 112 miles out. We're just going to nice, gentle entrance to the. Right, keep the 2.5 now. That'd be about 2.5 degrees, maybe. Just a little bit more, maybe. No, 7.5 degrees. 7 degrees, maybe. I'm thinking. Oh. It's almost 200 knots now. Okay, so we're under 200 knots. We got flaps 1 already. 199. Take a little bit of power back. And now we want 136 knots. Come on. 36. One final. There you go, there it is. I've no minimum set, don't worry about that. I'm wondering, is the flight director giving us the ILS there? I'm hoping it is. Wind's coming from the right, 13 knots. That's 10 miles now. I'm coming in for final. Okay, the next one will be a very quick whip around. Quick whip around for the next touch and go. The minute those wheels touch the ground, I'm out of there. 800 feet a minute. I'm gonna start slowing down now. The 800 feet a minute, not bloody 1400. This flaps 10 there. My view isn't very well aligned there. That's it. That flight director is giving me nonsense because I haven't hit approach mode, I'd say. Well, So the first question is, am I getting around? Why isn't the flight director giving me indications for the ILS? It's a little bit off-putting. So I've got to ignore the flight director. Flaps 15. Gear down. We're quite high here now. I've got all the power off here. All the power off. So I'm coming a little bit fast by about 30 odd knots there.
1,000.
Lip dumpers are happening. Flaps 30. Bit late, I'd say, for dropping those flaps down, folks. No? No. Don't go half scale either.
Light slow.
Yeah.
Light slow.
There you go. That's the thing you don't want to have happen. See that? Adding it under power and taking it away again.
Light slow.
That's what you don't want to have happen. See that? It's so easy done.
Light slow. Light slow.
And I'm getting an incorrect picture with the glide slope.
Light slow.
And that's annoying me with the flight slope. See, speed's dropped right down again. Gears down. That looks better to me. Go around. Full power. Flaps. 15. Now, should you take the flaps up like that? I don't know. Put the rake gear up. There you go. That's all I want to have happen. Flaps up to 5. Flaps up. Up to 2,005. We'll go to 3,000 feet. That's feet to go. We've got a manual on the throttle. Let's start turning for downwind. All I wanted there is the gear up. That's all I wanted to have happen there. Because I was very late there the other day to take the gear up and that annoyed the hell out of me. So now, and the next one, Robert, we're going to stop. I'm going to have a read of your texts. And we're going to get a little bit a skeleton for procedure. Just, you know. Now, I know I didn't get the speed on final. We're going to get it this time. So, flaps are up, gears up. It's the important parts. Trying to slow down for 200 knots now. I want to get 200 knots. Let it come down a little bit. Getting a lot of power off now. All the power's off. Leave a little bit of power on. I'll hold it there. At altitude. Just don't have to trim this thing. I'm trimming loads now. Stay where I want it, please. About 7.5 degrees maybe. Now it's slowing down. I'm turning. We'll stop. Have a read of Robert Times and have a look at the replays of those two landings. Extra trimming should get rid of that. Adding a bit of power now. Keep to 200 knots. What I'm using now, oddly enough, is the sound of the engines rather than looking over here. Rather than looking here, I think use the sound for 200 knots. I know it's very slow. I have to ignore the flight director entirely. Right, we got 200 knots now, almost 3,000 feet, so that's better than the first one. So we're just climbing up a bit. Might have to add a snig of power. There's a little bit of weather going on, but that's okay. So I'm going to see what that ends up with the power setting I have with the sound. So that's 200 knots. I'm not going to give out about 3 knots. It's windy. Right, so that's 300 knots. Right. Sorry, 3,000 feet, 200 knots. Right. That is power setting 60%. With the flaps and gear up. 60%, 200 knots. Now the nose is quite high, so a lot of drag going on there, isn't it? So I have to adjust it every now and again to get my 3,000 feet. Kind of swinging around. What are we now? We're only 4.6 miles away, folks, so let's just keep it there. There you go. Hard work. Take a little bit of power back. Let's do this again. Let's come out a little bit over Hotel here. So while we're here, let's see if I can read something here on the comments here. So Robert, check FDs, yes, so it's now LNAV, take off. Okay, I read that. About the manual mode, level change will use full. See the way I look there, I've gone up 1,000 feet too high. Now it's fucked it up because I'm going to lower the nose. I'm going to take the power off. I'm going to come down now. We're only 5.5 miles out. And everything's screwed up. Now we're going to come down to 2,500 feet now. Let's come down a little bit more. Try to keep my 200 knots. Keep going down. Two and a half degrees. Yeah, coming down. I'm going to add a little bit of power. That will bring the nose up a bit though. There we go. Okay, we are now 9.2 miles out. I'm going to turn in when we get to about 11 miles out. Takes a while, doesn't it? Takes a while. There we go. 2,500 feet. It's very close. Oh. Shit striker going off there. Okay, so let's come out to turn in. I think maybe 210 knots would be better. Let's go to 210. It's not descending though. Okay, that's 210 there. Almost 210. I love the sound of the trim wheel. Okay, I'm 2 knots too short. It's 5, maybe 6 degrees. And 210. Round about there should do. Right, so I got my 210. We're now 13 miles out. Let's turn in. And raise the nose as we turn. Otherwise, we're going to start descending. Way too much. Let's keep that 2,500 feet now. 210. The minute you turn, you're going to lose speed, and the nose will go down. Let's make that turn a little bit more relaxed. Less is more. So I'm not playing with pitch now. I'm just playing with pitch. Okay, let's get this flap schedule sorted out. This time. And let's not have the stick shaker go off. So I got my speed, 210, and I'm climbing a bit. 200 feet too high there. Let's just lower it down a bit and we'll get it. Just a squeeze. Nice turn now onto the ILS. If that approach point, will that get the flight director into order? Probably. Stop climbing. Jeez, stop climbing. So at 10 miles, flap 10, wasn't it? No. Yeah, it flaps 10, wasn't it? Okay, we're on final now. Still climbing. So 10 miles out, flaps 1, 200 knots. Let's get flaps 1 done now. Flaps 1. A little bit ahead of time, I know. And on final with 30 flaps, we want 136 knots with flaps. He's climbing again, and I bizarre. So approach disarmed this time. Approach mode. Let's see. 190 is fine. Oh, maybe 180 rings a bell. Let's go to 180. Let's use this here, the speed book. There's a 10-mile ring there. So we've got one flap below 200 knots. I'm going to go to 180. Adding power before we get to 180 there, just to preempt that. Because we raise our nose now, we're level, and there's lots of drag happening. 180 now, 2,500 feet. We're getting to the glide slope now. Getting a little bit of power, we're losing speed here. 10 knots too slow now. Stop descending. We're on the ILS now anyway. Okay, so around about here I think we will, I'm going to be a bit early here. So we want flaps 15 and gear down. Let's follow it down. We want our speed to be 136. I take a load of power off now. I'm taking all the power off. Very hard to slow down now and lower the nose for the ILS. So will it slow down? Let's see. So I want flaps 30. I'm shutting flaps 30 down just ahead of time to get the feel of it. Doesn't like that, so we're going a little bit too fast. Should slow us down. Flaps are moving. Flaps 30. We're slowing down. 150 knots now. Keep those eyes moving. Now, here we go. Add a bit of power. You're ahead of time. 136 gripper sim. About 141, 140, 136. Trimming. 136, please. Come on. 136. Okay, there's nothing I can do about it now except raise the nose a bit. Now I have to add power. I'm going to go too low. Not looking outside. There's 136 there now.
1,000.
136 knots. Bit all over the shop. There's 136. Got to throw the throttle a little bit to keep it. Listen to the sound. You know? So we got 136 manually. That's pleased. We got the gear down. I can afford to look away. 135 knots. That's not quite what I wanted. 136 now. There we go. 137. Okay, I'm not going to bark on about a few knots. Let's go to 140. That's not pleasing. There you go. I'm gonna follow the bloody glide slope. I'm not looking at it. I have to follow the glide slope. It's gonna bring us in too high. So I'm gonna come to a stop here. I'm gonna jam on the brakes. I'm gonna have a read of Robert. What's Robert saying? 32 is too slow. Drive it in a bit. Driving it in a bit. 137 knots. Looking out. We're visual now. Always takes us too high. Always. Eyes are out now.
50. 30. Airspeed. Oh. Airspeed.
Oh, I'm landing. Just stop.
10.
Jesus. There's reverse. Jam it on the brakes. I'm going to take off. And there we go. A bit better than the second one, wasn't it? So Robert, stand by. I'm going to do the replays first before people just switch off. So let's put the brake on. And then let's add to that. Right? So I got a bit of control of the airplane now. So let's have a look at the replays very quickly, folks. Stop recording. And let's do the first approach, which was to go around.
Glide slow.
Give it a sec.
Glide slow.
Let's have a look outside. We'll have a look from our usual first angle here first. Yeah, I don't like the way it can do it under here. And replay. Just for your entertainment, folks. So this is a kind of a go around. What else? We can still do go around. The wheels can hit the ground still. So you've got momentum, no? Let's have a look here. And I have full park. And go around. So that was the first one. Let's have a look at the front stop. You'll notice I lowered the nose quite a bit there on final with that one. Maybe this way. Lower the nose a fair bit. Oh, I brought it up there. Okay, good. I'm not worried about the landings at all. It's just procedural kind of. Whoop. Whoop. And we jammed on those brakes. We jammed on those brakes big time, folks. So I'm like a quarter down the runway. Let's see if we get off for the end. Now, let's have a read of Robert's text there. And just close the music here, concentrating here for a moment. Okay, so let me scroll back here. Just take off autopilot. Okay, so one thing I learned there is the approach mode will get the. Just hit approach mode, it doesn't have to be autopilot on. Now I realise that. So if I have approach mode, the ILS I'll get the right indications for the flight director. That's one thing I found out there. So Robert, Robert Type says about the manual modes, level change will use full or idle climb thrust. And the level change will use full or idle climb thrust when climbing or descending while pitching for speed. Vertical speed, however, will pitch for vertical speed and if possible maintain speed. Okay. If you want, you could get rid of the autopilot trim. Oh, was that? I didn't have the autopilot on though. Was the trim still doing stuff there when I thought I was doing it manually? I'll keep reading. The flight director is still pointing at the first waypoint on the legs page. Magenta text top right of your page, Baffoon, which you haven't reached yet. So that makes sense. So that I was kind of thinking that, Robert, as I was going. So I was coming in, and the first one I was coming into land. And the flight director, I said I couldn't trust the flight director. It's obviously going for the nav. So the second time, although I didn't mention it, I hit the approach button without the autopilot on. And then the flight director is reading the ILS. So there you go. Another little thing right there. Cool. Robert Time says, after passing the 10-mile ring, remember to dial the speed down to 1 mark, then flaps 5. After passing the 10-mile ring, remember to dial in the speed down to the 1 mark. Oh, that's down here. I was dialing it down to 136 knots, wasn't it? For flaps 30. 1 mark, then flap. We'll see what happens when he comes back again. Oh, there's more text there. Sorry, Robert. There's more text there. Go around that. Night Hawk, welcome. You decided to drop into Dublin with an Antonov 225. Yeah, 2 circuits, sir. We'll see you. Hopefully you can see me parked at the gate, centre of the airfield. Let's have a look. I think that's working again, actually. Let's have a quick look. Increasing camera speed. Where are you, Robert? Can't see an Antonov there, Robert. Well, he might have come and gone since. You might be in the circuit there. Centre of the airport. We're down here, maybe. Let's tag up and see if we can see him. Nighthawk. No, Nighthawk, I don't see it. Look. You've flying an Antonov there. Don't see him, Robert. Sorry, Nighthawk. Decided to drop into Dublin the Antonov 225. No. A225. I bought the bloody thing. And it ain't showing it. Is it... What's going on with Microsoft then? You know? So, just a quick hello to those of you on YouTube chat there before we do the next set of circuits there. Why not change the weather to stormy? I could do, but let's get some... Let's get some flying in first, shall we? We might do that in the last one. Right? We might do that in the last one. But it's almost impossible. Well, it's not impossible. Nothing's impossible. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Van Birmingham says, I got some catching up to do. Greetings, by the way, Van Birmingham. David White, hey ho. It said, on Microsoft Flight Simulator, for no reason I have just dropped, and it was fine earlier, I know. When I come into airports, sometimes it drops the frame rates. Rex is with us again. Because you're not using the auto throttle, I will try to keep it between 140 and 150, yes. Olga can open the door, I think. I'm on the wrong flight. Yeah, you would. Sorry, Clappity said, Olga, can you open the door? I think I'm on the wrong flight, because Crazy Mantis is happening. Alright, so this next one. So I figured out the approach button. Right? And these guys aren't going to do it now, right? No. The flight director's on here. 1, 2. Altitude 3,000 feet. Let's go around here in Dublin. 3,000 feet. So let's set that up to 3,000 feet. I'm going to take off where I am. I know it's very bold and very naughty. We're going to keep the 136 and just go. Right? I'm just going to go and figure it out as we go along because I learned a few things there. Speed brake is to off. Okay, good. Flaps are set to 5. Before we go again. Lights are us. I leave them on. And let's go for it again, folks, shall we? Where are my fixes gone? Oh, it's got rid of my fixes now, has it? Has it? Well, we'll see what happens. Probably has. It's probably gotten rid of everything. My frequency's still the same? Yeah. 111.15, yeah, that's good. Okay, fine. Let's do the fixes here before we go. So, let's go to the center of the runway. EIDW. Let's just use that for the moment, and slash, I know it's not exactly right, Robert, and slash 10. Now I did say something there. There's our 2 fixes there, can't be too far out. So Robert was saying, after passing the 10-mile ring, remember to dial the speed down to 1 mark, then flaps at 5. Let me just write that down properly. 10 miles. Flap 1. And speed. Down to the 5 mark. So what's the 5 mark? Nighthawk says, oh, I'm on the white A320. Did you download the Antonov 225 after you bought the aircraft? Yeah, I bought the Antonov 225. Oh, you're on the white A320. Yeah, I have the Antonov. Yeah, it's bizarre. Speed 5, so 5 mark. Must be a mark here on the speed tape then, in that case. And if not, I'll just keep it to 136 knots. Right, so I know we put in the V2 safety speed up here. We'll just leave it at 235 there for the minute. Let's just go. Parker brake off. And toke button. We don't have the auto throttle. Oh, we'll just do it manually. Apart. Oh, something's not liked. Something's not liked. Flaps are down. I don't think you need to arm those. Let's give it out about that. I won't disengage the brake now. What the deuce? It won't disengage the parking brake. What the hell? Let's put the chocks on again or something. No chocks on there, folks. I won't disengage the parking brake. Oh, for God's sake. Come on. What are you talking about? Jesus. Won't disengage the parking brake. What's the problem with this then? It's because the brake temperatures are too high. Are my flaps at 5? Yeah, well, don't take off. Okay, we're going to have to cheat it then. We're going to have to do some crazy shit here. I'm going to add a lot of power here. I'm going to hit the Y button. Let's see what this gives.
Ready to climb.
Okay. 2,000 feet. That'll do.
Positive, ready to climb.
Gear up. Yeah, that happened. Couple times. Just for shits and giggles, would you like to see the trim disconnect switch saved for a real world 737 MAX flight a few years ago by turning off the autopilot trim on time? Okay. Let's just get the stable first. Let's just get the stable first. Yeah, Robert, let's do that. So tell me about this auto trim. Is that in the autopilot? Obviously in the autopilot, yeah? So... first, go straight and level indeed. Thank you, Robert. Now, I want 220 knots, right? Let's use my little D speed down here. 220 knots, please. 220 knots, please. Not 120. 220, I want to keep manually, okay? Okay, so I want to disconnect the trim. So that, Robert, disconnects the... so when you're on autopilot, it's auto trim, right? So if something goes wrong with the trim when you got the autopilot on, you can disable the auto trim. Bottom of throttle, right side stop trim switches. There's two of them, is that right? Is that right? Let me know. Oh, it's climbing out. 220 knots, please. Okay, so we want to tell it we're coming into Dublin. For the love of God. Here, let's go to autopilot manual here. I need to practice this as well, right? So I want speed at 120 knots, please, auto throttle on. Also, I want the altitude hold, or no, altitude. Which one is it here? Is it level change? Get up to 3,000 feet there. Now what I want to do with this one, I want to get to know, like the Airbus, how I know to use the just the heading and the altitude. That's all I want to know. Do you know, that's what I want to do there. So I got the speed sorted out, 220 knots on the auto throttle, that's fine. Altitude though, Altitude. Oh, the heading mode as well. Come on. I'm not being up, I'm not, come on, like it does in the Airbus. Oh man, it's so annoying. It's very important to know how to do that. It's down again here. Ah, the trim is gone off altogether now. Okay. That's manual. That's autopilot. Okay, cool. Great, because the autopilot wouldn't work for me. So we've got auto throttle good. We're happy now. Now I want to be able to, with the autopilot, steer, you know. Heading select. Do you have any? No, I have no waypoints at all. But do I have to have waypoints for the autopilot just to keep altitude and heading? Do I? Do I have to? When they're not working with no waypoints? For LNAV you have to. Okay. Alright. Oh. Let's come around out to the coast then. I'm way too high again. Yeah, autopilot won't come on because there's nothing there. Oh, it does come on, okay. Didn't before. I don't want that one, I want that one. I want that one off. That one, please. No, that one. Heading select, please. Oh, no, it's working. What have I done? What did I do wrong the first time? So that's all I wanted. Yeah, so why didn't it work the first time? Autopilot wouldn't come on the first time. This is what I haven't done in this airplane yet at all. I haven't done any of this. So now I'm going to get it to intercept with the autopilot on here. And then wrap it up a notch. Let's come off now. It's going to heading, and it's keep my... No, it's not keeping the altitude. Just following the heading. Let's just hit the Y button here and get it set up. We've gone for miles. We've gone miles out now. There is the coast. Put us in downwind here, right? Put us in late downwind.
Positive rate of climb.
Oh. So it won't do it unless you have waypoints in. What a pity. That's a bit silly, isn't it? Heading select, altitude hold. That's what I want. Now what to no, it's doing it now. It's at 13,000 feet. For the love of God. Let's get this sorted out anyway.
Positive rate of climb.
No. It's you. I didn't mean to disconnect that at all. That's what's happening. There you go. That's another problem. The mouse isn't quite. Let's descend at 800 feet a minute. Oh, that's not good. That ain't good at all. High speed stall there, folks. I'd just like to know how to use the autopilot like I do in the Airbus, so I just have to figure that out. I'm kind of winging it a little bit. Just a little bit here. So, heading select. I need level change. I'll have to watch a video of this. Let's just do it manually, folks. I'll have to do that because it's going to take a while. Gonna take a while to go. Let's just dump it down to 3,000 feet. All the power off. All the brakes off. We're 12 miles out. We'll do a touch and go around. The car will start turning in. Keep coming down now. Just level off there. Great. Yeah, you need something in the computer here, at least a destination and whatnot, you know. Oh, we've lost all our performance because we stopped in the runway. What a bummer. So how did they do circuits then when they're doing their training? Do we do it manually like I was doing it earlier? Probably. To set up the approach in the FMC, first perfect NID page, then route, then fill in the airport in both the origin as well as the destination. That's what I did before I started, yeah. So we'll let's try that now. Oh, we've got to do the weight and everything. We've no weights or anything. Let's do it manually. Let's do it manually. Come on, let's turn in towards the airfield, please.
Bank angle.
Keep coming down. I'll have to cheat a little bit, folks.
80 knots.
Coming down. Come on. We're way off here. Let's just keep it here. Good. Coming down below the glide slope now. Let's stutter down. And let's just do a few very tight circuits here. There we go. I'll cheat a little bit more.
80 knots.
Nope, a bit more cheating. Bit more. Oh, we're way off. That's actually Hellcat there. There we go. Back a bit. There we go.
Positive rate of climb.
That's 3,000 feet, 2,500. Oops, we missed it a bit.
2,500.
Auto throttle can go away, please. I didn't ask for you. I don't know how that happened. Okay. 10 miles now. We're going to come on to it at the last minute. I don't think this is the way it's done, folks. I don't think this is the way it's done. Let's get on it. But I'm looking for 200 knots now. Flaps 1. I'm going to intercept it now any second. Actually, not really. It's going to have to be a very tight turn now when we get on it. Here it comes. we're on the ILS now, folks. Flaps 1 is set. Speed 175. Now, okay, let's get a 170 then. So, 10 miles for flap swap, and then flaps 15 for 5. It's very short, isn't it? 5 miles only? Nice. 136. And flaps 15. Gear down. Now that'll take off a lot of speed, I hope. I'm very close with the old speed there. Trimming now.
1,000. Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Flaps 30. That'll stop that from happening. Look at half scale. It just doesn't look right. When I glance outside, it doesn't look right now. I just can't accept what it's giving me. Let's just go. Let's just go. I know it's wrong. Let's just go. 136, not 134.
500.
And feed the pedals. Gears down 3 grades. Not looking at it. No, I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's going to bring us. Just doesn't look right to me at all. Bringing us way too high. Look at the pappies. It's way too high. Then it wants to throw the nose down. There we go. Okay, we're going to touch and go.
Sink rate. 30.
136 knots there. Right. Fire off now.
10.
Good, full power. Flaps 15. Interesting. Wouldn't let me go because I had a rejected take. Wow, this thing is full of disasters. Rejected takeoff is on. That is so. That could cause a problem, couldn't it? Wouldn't it? Nice. That's why I have 2 people on board doing all those checks, folks. That's why I have all the checklists, because you're gonna die if you don't follow the checklist, possibly. Yeah. Up you go. Flaps to 5. I'm gonna leave it off. Okay. We leave that there. Will we program something in? No, we won't. So it's a big difference. A lot. If you don't have stuff plugged in here, you're in trouble. Let's do one more manual circuit. Let's have a break here and read the comments here. I'm going to just take my face off the camera just for a moment. I want to fill my drink. And it's also 8 o'clock, so I want to give Producer Buttons a treat. Right? I want to give Producer Buttons a treat, so bear with me for a moment. I'm going to take my... I'll leave the face on for the moment, just get the button sorted out, because she's not going to stop. You know it. I know it. They all know it. Okay. How about we're making mistakes today? Yeah. Right, folks. Sorry about that. Just had to get just concentration. Otherwise, it's going to go absolutely ballistic. As you can see here, there you go, buttons. There you go. That's it. That's all there is. That's it. So, that was interesting. Trying to take off with the rejector, take off the brakes on. Just, what if you had to go around and you had those on? What if there was someone, you know? What if there was something on the runway? If they go around and they had you had the rejector, I had RTO on there, right? And then, oh God, why are we stopping? I'm at full power. Do you know? And you'd left that on. Interesting, isn't it? That is, that's quite a bummer. God. Little aircraft. You know, so much that can go wrong. Really. So much that can go wrong. But look, that's just me, you know, because I didn't do all the checks. That's why you do the checks, you're going to die. So let's do another manual circuit. Let's get into nighttime here. Let's do some manuals, right? And let's have some fun. Let's get some weather on as well, as was suggested. Is there Stormy? Storm? Okay, folks, we're going to do the storm. I want the dome light on though, because I can't see a thing. Where was that dome light, folks? I can never find it. It's way up here somewhere, isn't it? Where are you? Okay, let's just get some lights on. Where's that down light switch? Here it is. That's it. Alt L. That'll do. It's a little bit bright. This here is really killing my eyes. It's absolutely bizarre with the, I have to say, with the LG monitors. It's bizarre in that the way the lighting's done. Because it really does affect you quite a bit, as it would, I presume, in the real aircraft. That looks a bit, is it? Let's just get you down a little bit as well here. I would suggest, if you ever have the money for TV and you want to get a nice TV for your, instead of a monitor, because monitors are very small. Do you know, if you want to get a 48-inch monitor, don't get a monitor, get a TV LG C10, because the lighting is just bizarre. Even the sun here, I'm kind of squinting a little bit. It's really strange. That's a little bit too low now. I need him. There we go. That's better. Okay, let's go. Class 5, full power. Brakes off. Has it done that thing on us again? No, it's going. We're going, folks. We're in stormy weather now. Stormy weather.
80 knots.
80 knots is right. V1. Well, we'll rotate a bit here. It's not set up, but we're going to do. I just want to get the ILS manual. Completely manual. Okay, gear up. We're going about 15 degrees, and we're going to turn straight away. Up to 3,000 feet. We'll stick it at 2.5. Let's just stick it at 2.5. Taking a little bit of power back, just a tiny bit. Pops up to 1 and leveling off. Oops. 2,500 feet, and I want. Flops up now. I want. Let's take 220 knots. So 2,500 feet. We're going to keep turning. Now. 2,500, 220 knots. I want to be heading east. Don't descend. 090 will do. Oh, we've got quite a tailwind there, folks. I'm still trimming those up now, and we're... Well, we are going to be up and down here, aren't we, with the weather? No? $220 knots. Okay, I've lost the outside now. 20 knots, please. Let's get some images here. Oh, that'll do. Okay, I kind of know where I am. That'll do. Right, 220. Taking a bit of power back. Trim my nose up again. It's 46%. Not quite even at both engines, though, for some reason. That's 200. That's 100 feet too high. Just going to take my, I'm going to take my face off just for the moment, folks. Just so I can have my beverage here. Oh, I have my beverage, thank God. Take my face cam off here. And the okay, just for the moment. Now, what I'm doing is I want 220 knots and I want my altitude. That's all I want. Let's just do this manually. There we go. Very distracting with the lighting and all the flashes. It is interesting. Oh wow, that television is brilliant. LGC2, folks. It is just bizarre. The lighting's changing as if my eyes, and they are focusing in and out. That LGC2, folks, if you want a television for flight sim, you know, I've got a 48-incher here, and that I'd never flown this with Thunder, and it's like, wow. That is brilliant. Now you can't see what I'm seeing, but I have to say, wow. Okay, we're downwind now. $220 knots. Let me get my picture. So got roughly 50% in each engine here. My scanning's getting better now. My eyes know where to go, and that's very important with your scan. You know. 10 knots too slow here now. I'm going to add the left engine just to get up to 50%. Just a little bit more. I'm going to have to add a few knots. So my approach speed with 30 flaps is going to be 145, okay? That wind shear and whatnot. That's 210. So 51% on each side will do the job. And we're 13 miles out. So I'm going to start turning in now. Raising the nose. As I go to maybe 20 degrees, I think. Going on to the ILS manually. Come up. Okay, that's all good. Uh, 200 knots, I'm happy with that. I've got my ring set up, so I'll just look at the DME. 200 knots is fine. Should be coming onto it now very shortly. I'm going to be a little bit late. Trying to straighten it up here and see what we get. Below the glide slope. Flaps 1. Oops.
Bank angle. Airspeed low.
It does change a lot when you turn. get back on it. We don't want to be raising the nose either, for the love of Jesus. Just checking the brakes are off. Back to 2,500 feet now. Approach mode. It won't do it. It won't do it. No. Lost flight director in that case. Fine. You like that then? Can't trust the flight director. Switch it off. Where are you? Where are you? No, not that button. This one. Jesus, mother of God. Flight director's gone now. I'm not bothered with the flight director. I want to know install VOR, and you can do it in this. I know you can. Turning in. Take 180 knots now. Get back up to 2.5, please. Ten miles to go. Okay, let's get sorted out here. Right. Okay. Okay, 2.5 please. 2.5, 180 knots please. Yep. 8.7 miles is very bad. Come on. Give me the... There is a way to get the old school VOR here. For the approach. Let's pause it here, because that's kind of... That could come in very handy. Let's pause. Nope, it'll come to me. There we go. That's what I want. There we go. VOR. That's great. Happy days. Now we're going something. We're doing something right. Let's unpause. So let me just note to self there. Note to self. Kind of oddly found it there. I've lost it again. We want here. This button here. No. This one. Approach. VOR. Approach. It's got a map. That's fine, and that's what we're using. Plane, and we're on the map generate. So I want approach here on this one. Very nice. That's interesting. That gives me a lot more information that I can handle. And let's unpause now, and let's get the seated position. Let's go back a bit. That'll do. Let's begin again, folks. Boom. And we're live. Now, 800 feet a minute. 800 feet a minute. Speed. Flaps 1. Flaps 15. Gear down. Flaps 30. It's not really been thrown around here an awful lot, is it? Now, I'm going to keep it at what did I say, 145? We got dead headwind, so there's no crosswind to worry about here at the minute. 145. So it's all about discipline, isn't it? 141, 145. Okay, you can kind of, when you got the sound, you pay attention to the sound, does help a little bit. Yeah, he's just like a fighter jet here. I'm visual and I didn't want to be visual. I'm going to keep going until I get one of these perfect. Because that's an unstable approach. You know, it's all over the shop. I'm way too high now. 2,000 feet. You want to go around. We're going to suck it in here. I think I'll have to spend a day on this in my own YouTube videos. I can't really learn and stream at the same time. It's very hard. You know, it's all right for you know, getting your headings and your altitude set, but perhaps just set gears down 3 greens. There you go. It's a pity there's no way to set up the aircraft so you just keep approaches over and over again. The right settings. It's a shame. So I said 145 and I got 150.
1,000.
No. That's a 145. Like 2.1 miles to go. Trim. Yeah, I'm gonna follow what it wants me to follow. But guys, I know it brings you in high, but what are you gonna do? Keep my eyes in sight now. 145. Now the needle's gone right down. So I stopped descending. It's a bad habit. Oh, I'm going visual now.
200. 100.
Visual now.
50.
Touch and go.
30. 20. 10.
And alright. Flaps. 15. I don't know if that's a good idea. The flaps are coming up now as we're taking off again. I don't know if you can do that on these aircraft, but the flaps move pretty quick. Let's turn off. You don't say glide slope. We're taking off again, my friend. Flaps up to 5. Not very quick again with the gear. Not at all quick with the gear. It's kind of annoying. Two and a half thousand feet. Flaps coming up.
Banking.
220 knots. I'm gonna take. You gotta fly. What the hell? Get up there. Do 20 knots, 2,500 feet, please. Okay, clear. You're all clean up now. 220 knots, 2,500 feet. See, what happens is when you do this an awful lot, you get very good. I've done this in the past, this kind of thing, but not streaming it.
25.
You kind of get better. You get worse than better, and then if you keep going too long, you get worse. So you stop. Right? I just want 2 good ones. Too fast. You got to get your scan working again. Now I'm used to the Garmin 1000. I love the Garmin 1000, and I'm looking in the wrong places. 220 knots. Stop climbing as well. That's the hardest part. Doing it manually, getting your speed and your altitude set. And I'm finding this hard to trim. Now I'm going to turn out a little bit. That's south there. I'm sorry I can't glance over the comments because it's all full on now, isn't it? It's all full on. The minute I look over, something's gone. Do you know? The minute I look over, something's out of kilter. Even when I got to pick up the mouse to move with a switch on or something, really not stable at all. It's not like flying a twin. A twin you can practically sit there with your arms folded. Do you know, and just a little change here and there. But it is true that the flights, like home flights, flight simulators in general, are very, very finicky. Very twitchy. The real thing apparently is much easier. I don't know, I haven't flown a real one of these at all. So I got 224, okay, I'll keep that. I'll live with that. I'll just manage it with pitch. You know, you can't get 220 exactly. So we're now 10.5 miles. I'm going to turn in again now. Let's turn in and see what we get. Adding a bit of power. Now I'm going to go for 200 knots. That might be a bit too slow. I'll go for 210. Don't let it descend now, because you're turning, you're getting lots of drag. You know?
Bank angle.
You don't say.
Bank angle.
Yep. Oh, very scary for the passengers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be landing shortly. Please ensure your seat and tables is in the upright position and your safety belt is secured. Our cabin attendants will be around
straighten up there for a bit.
to prop up intoxicated passengers. If your baby is screaming during the approach, please ensure they are stored in the soundproof overhead locker. On behalf of Reaper team and producer,
Yeah, I think 220 is better arranged at this point.
Thank you for taking
To be honest with you.
risk during this mostly dangerous flight.
We're not really getting that. Let's go for a hard entry. Let's do 650. That's 200 knots. So 210. Let's go for 210. Here we go.
Bank angle.
You don't say. Flaps 1. Flaps 2 actually. There we go. Now let's go for 180. Keeping my altitude. Give me 180. 180. Can't quite see the throttle there, can you? Ah, damn it, I can see the runway. They're too high. I've got 180 in the end, but flaps 15 gear down. There we go, 2.5. And we want, what is it, 140 knots I'm going to go for this time. 140 knots. Good level. My eyes are a bit more aware. They're going over here now. With the Garmin 1000, it's all here. Now, don't descend either. See, took my hand to the mouse and we're slowing down. Getting too low. 140. Raise the nose a little bit. The hell. Too slow. 140 knots. Okay, fine. Flaps 30. Big balloon coming up. Now let's get our 800 feet a minute. 140 I said. 800 feet a minute. Seven. Right, so gear down. Flaps are good. Now I'm trying to get smaller movements. I want the aircraft to do what, you know. I just want to have it set up like that. That's 600 feet. I need a little bit more, so a little bit trip forward. A little bit of power back. That's what I'm looking for. No, that's going to be too slow. I can feel it. 850 knots. Keep speed out of yellow lines when approach. They're the danger zones. Okay, cool. So this is what I'm looking for, Robert, right? Just see how long you got to practice for. So this is the first time now I've gotten to be... Okay, I'm going 5 knots more than I selected. So there's a little bit of power back. When you take a little bit of power back, though, you got to retrim. So every time you change something, everything goes out of kilter. So you see, that's what I want. I want to be able to just finesse it. That's going to get very sensitive so we get closer. I'm a little bit off. No. You said keep away from the yellow. I will. I see that. It's about just above 120 knots. I want it. Okay, it's a bit windy. Well, it's not, is it? It doesn't seem to be bumpy. The speed tape isn't moving up and down. Do you know? No, I'm a little bit too high. Not for long. Now, I'm visual now, so... Visual now. Let's get the... Pick to mark and the runway.
400. 300.
Now, kind of stable there. But this is the bit where it gets too high on me all the time. It's like we're a ground effect we've been throwing back up. Do that one. We'll do that again.
100. 50. 30. 20.
Get on the center line. Come on. Yeah, hang on. Power. Flaps 15. Yeah, I know. It's going faster. Oh, that was actually a bit too fast. Is that for the rotation? Pause the right gear up.
Light slow.
Flaps coming up to 5. Up to 2,500 feet again. Now, I would expect to get it trimmed on downwind earlier now. Do you know? I expect that to happen quicker now. Do you know? And get my altitudes quicker and all that kind of stuff. Going at 090-ish. Pops up. And I'm going for 220 knots. 220. So flaps are up, gears up. I'm going down again. Don't go down. No, I want to stop quickly. 090. That's my heading book. That will do.
Sink rate.
Jesus, see? That is a real bummer. Speed about my out of kilter there, didn't it? This is a shitload of power. I'm getting a little bit impatient now. I didn't like that at all. Now, what did I say? 210? The reason it's going down is because as it slows down, I need to trim more. And I'm not doing that. Slowing down. It's going to keep slowing down, and I'm going to have to keep trimming. See, if I just let go now and look away, it's going to start buckling down. 230. So that 220 now. I'm putting the power back on to about 50% maybe. 55, 50. Right, 220. Trim, trim, trim. No, trim more. $220, 2,500 feet. Thereabouts. And we're 9.8 miles, so I'm going to start turning in again. Let's go for another one, folks. Considering the weather you chose and flying it all manual, you have passed exam with feckin' flying colours. I don't know, Robert. Well, I haven't crashed, I suppose. Do you know? So I got 220 there. I'm happy with that, and we're going to start turning in now. 11.4 miles, let's start turning in. Let's jam her in there. 30-degree turn, raising the nose, adding a bit of power because the drag's going to crucify us. I'm going to go to 200 now in the turn. No, that was too slow. 210. Didn't we get the stick shaker with that the last time? So, you know, so 210. Oh, I got some visuals now. I want the storm to be over Dublin Airport is what I want. Too high. I'll get it to do the work for me.
2,500.
Uh, 2,500 feet, folks. Keep your speed out of the yellow line. Okay, cool. Brendan, hey ho. Rounder, Philip, Regs, Paul Birmingham. I hope I said hello to everybody. Oh, here we go. That scared the shit out of the passengers. I'm gonna go past it.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
I'll get us back in. Boom. 2,500 feet. 210. So under 200 knots now. We are 11 miles out. 11 miles out. knots. 10 miles almost. Flaps 5. No, flaps 1. Yeah, perhaps one. That's what you said, under 200 knots. And we're getting that under 2. We'll go to 180 now. Don't climb though. A little bit to the left. And too high. Get to 2,500 feet. That's 180 now. So I'm gonna get in the zone here. Then we're gonna get rid of all the visuals. Hopefully. No, 180 I said. Give me my 180. Stop climbing. All I have to do is over the nose there to do that. There we got 180. And the problem is I can see the runway. There we go. 2.5. Give it 2.5 now. 186. Okay, cool. And flaps 15. Gear down. And now we want 145 knots. 140. Go 140. Should I be going a lot faster at this? I should be going maybe a lot faster here in the yellow, as Robert said there. So maybe that was a little bit too abrupt. Maybe 160. Do you know what I mean? 30 flaps now. And gears down 3 greens. Yeah, doesn't like that at all. 140 I said, didn't I? No, we ain't doing 140, folks. At all. Oh. Kind of what I want. Take my hands off it for a good portion. That sound is good. What's that? 64%. 60. That's 64%. A little bit slow, but that's okay. We're gonna increase our rate of descent. Will that do it? Almost. Now, can we keep that all the way down without touching the power? You know, but I touch the power, because every time you touch the power it screws it up. So if I can do this with just pitch only. So I'm just trying to make it easy for myself, because I am quite lazy. You know? Now, maybe take a bit of power up to 60%.
1,000.
Maybe 55. Now, I'm making lots of changes now, that's not a good thing. But I want 140 knots. The gear down, flaps are down, we're all good. Now, our aiming point is a little bit close, and I don't like that, so I have to trim up a little bit. See? Too slow now.
Wide slope. Wide slope. Wide slope.
Alright, we got it.
Don't
Okay,
sink.
visual now.
Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
Too slow. That's why it's giving out.
Terrain.
I'm way too slow.
Low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low.
Why are we
terrain.
giving out too low terrain?
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
Okay, I'm gonna go around. Okay.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
Okay, that's...
Too low,
Okay, we'd have landed in there, right?
Too low, terrain.
Well, that's very strange, isn't it?
Terrain.
Full part. Flaps up to 15. Up to
Terrain.
15, yeah. There you go.
Terrain. Too low,
Positive rate.
terrain.
Gear up.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
When nearing VREF, you should be flaps 30. Oh, don't pitch 20 degrees. There we go. I'm getting tired now. Let's go again. Flaps up to 1. Take the flaps up. Let's turn out early.
Bank angle.
$220. Go for 220.
Bank angle.
We're off for 2 hours now, folks. Wow. I'm gonna do this one and one more. Too high, too fast. Let's get the 220. Here's buttons. Here's buttons. Oh, 2,500 feet, please. Okay, put your buttons. Good talk. She's jumping on my left shoulder. Okay, downward. 220, please. 50%. What? So it's going to start slowing down, and as it slows down, we're going to have to keep trimming those up. That's 234 knots now. Get away! Get away! Go on! Get away! Good dog. Good dog. Come here. Get down. Come here. No! Check it. No! Produce some. Oh, look at that. Almost 220, 2,500 feet. So I seem to be trimmed. Oh, just about. So good. You're a good dog. You are a very good dog. I have nothing on me. Just about. Please. Come over this way. No. Go on. Get down. Good dog. Good dog. No. No. Okay, we're now 6.5. We're on downwind now. So we'll do this one and one more. Oh man. Now I lost my 220. Little bit of power. Oh, here she comes to the other side now, great. I'm attacked by all angles here, folks. Being attacked by all angles. Come on, please. Come on, stop it. Come on, please. Good dog. Go on, get down there. Come on. See that I can only stay for 2 hours. Okay, well, just this one and one more, produce the buttons. Alright? Okay, we'll slowly start turning in. So less is more. It's accelerating a bit. I'm on 220. Didn't I say 220 knots? Oh, oh, oh. Just about this, please. Good talk. Jesus. Yeah. Now, we got 220 roughly, right? I wonder, can I do this without having to... You know, and I know with the flaps of the gear it's going to slow the speed, so I wonder, can I just leave it at that power setting and see how close that gets us? Do you know what I mean? Just to see... Oh, I'm losing... Get up here. Get up. There we go. Here we go. Coming in now. Finals. Get up there. .10 miles. Flaps 1. Flaps 1. There we go. Flaps 1. I'm not just going to change the power settings. I want to see what happens here if I don't change the power settings like a lunatic. Every 5 seconds, you know, I change the power settings. There's the balloon, and I'm happy with that. I'll take that because I want to get up to 2.5 again. No, I've gone way past. There we go. That's what I want. I climbed there as well. Now it's 200 knots. Don't worry, it'll accelerate now and we can back down to our 2000. I might leave it at this one. I'm actually getting quite tired now, folks, so this will be the last one. We'll do the replays, right? I think this will be the last because I can feel I'm getting too tired now with that wobbly motion I did there. I didn't like that at all. So I'd say if I do this again tomorrow, I'll be much better. Do you know? Just give yourself a break. So it's 200 knots now, flaps 1. Okay? So we're coming up to 7. I'm going to wait till 5 miles out for the flaps. Let's start coming down at 800 feet a minute. I've touched the power setting. Power setting I've left at 58 both sides. .9. Okay, so now we can go flaps 15 and gear down. That'll slow us down some more. So I've touched the power. Great, the airport isn't visual, I love it. Yeah, but you see, what I've done is I've overextended the speed in the flaps. So I need to take some power back. Which is what a bummer. Isn't that a pity? So I'll take some power back then. Okay, so that's not going to work. You're going to have to touch the power at some point. But I'm thinking now. Stop descending so much. I'm back talking 40 now. 30 flaps.
1,000.
Too fast. Here's down. 3 greens. 140. Can't see the runway yet. Damn it, went right down. Bugger you. There's the runway now.
Don't sink.
I'll keep the 140. That's the problem now. Keep the 140 on the way down. This is happening all the time. I'm going to go do it again.
Too low. Terrain.
Buttons is going ballistic though.
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
For God's sake.
Too low. Terrain.
We're on fine. We got the gear down. We got 30 flaps. Why is it giving out about too low terrain there? You know, when we're too high at all.
Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low.
Let's go around.
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
Flaps.
Too low. Terrain.
15.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Gear up. Positive right gear up. Let's turn around early. That's going up to 5. Up to 2,500 feet. Flaps coming up. Buttons. Stop that, please. That little bit of distraction cost me 300 feet there. Getting tired now. Now, 210. We'll go for it. Knots. Whew. Yeah, it's hard work. It's so very annoying as well though. Not at 2,500 feet there. Yeah, I'm going way too fast. I'll say 210. Keep pushing. I might do this again tomorrow. Do you know? What do you think, folks? Will I do this again tomorrow? Please tell me you restarted the recorder. No, I didn't. Okay, I didn't restart the recorder, but we'll do a few more. Back it. We'll do a few more. We'll do a few more. I'll just take I'm gonna have my drink here and we'll do a few more. Purely because I didn't have the recorder on, folks. 240 is way too fast. Stop that. Yoke camera off. Face cam off just for the moment. Have a little bit of a break. So I'm going too fast, but I'm keeping my altitude. So let's just take a good bit of power off, not all of it. Raise the nose as it wants to descend. Say 210, didn't I? Please. You're going to raise the nose. Not too much though. Trim as well. I think 220 actually is better. 220. 220 knots. So we've been coming in too slow, right? $220 is a bit better. We're 11 miles out now, we can start turning in. So I'm going to keep we're going to turn it to, when I level off, I'm going to go to 200. So let's turn in.
Bank angle.
Yeah. Now, I can't disconnect GTWS. Someone said that to me there, I know, I saw it, I just flicked over. Well, I can't see what I'm doing here. Jesus. Is that off or on? Okay, that's done. Yeah, by looking away there, see I lost 500 feet. 500 feet, folks. Oh, and I've missed the...
Bank angle. Bank angle.
See, that looking away is not good. Alright, we've got 33 miles to get back onto it. I want to be onto it by 10 miles.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Okay. Gonna be a little bit quieter now, right? A little bit quieter. Talking does take up a bit of bandwidth, doesn't it? While you're drinking your drink and so on and so forth. Okay. Slow down. 220. Now go for 200. Flaps 1. The flaps 2 actually. I'll take the flaps 2. Get under 200 knots with a speed brake. I don't need the speed brake at all. It's my 2,500. 180. I'll go for 180 this time. Too much. Get back up. It's 2.5. Okay. Alright. 15 and gear down. Banana balloons. 140. Going for 140 knots now. Very tired now. It's just very hard to trim. It's very hard to get a sense of where the trimming is with this. It's very floppy. Very floppy. That's my excuse. Come on, I'm way below the glide slope here. It's ridiculous. No, 140 is not enough. 140 is too slow. Right? I should be much faster than that. Few miles to go. Now we go 140. I think 150 is better for us, you know that? I think we should have it 150. .9 miles to go. I'm leaving the flaps as they are. No sign of an airport yet. 800 feet. Now don't go below the glide slope again.
Wide slope. Wide slope.
Listen, one mate. We've got quite a way now. Can't see a thing. Okay, going around.
Don't see.
Going around. Back on heading. Flaps up to, we're 15, flaps up to 1 now. Positive brake gear up. Got my view, my seated position, I'm sitting way low I think. Up to 2,500 again, folks. I just switched the camera for a moment there, if I may. Oh. Let's turn. So I think 250 in approach, because it's just too slow with the winds and all that kind of stuff. It's 250 and 220 on the downwind. I get my seat position. Would you stop climbing? $220. I'll keep turning for downwind.
Bank angle.
There, 220. Now, my seat position is just off entirely. Right, so. Let's get my seat position here. It should be like there, you know? There we go. That'll make quite a difference. Down to 2.5 now. Take a little bit power off. So the last go around, I didn't forget about the gear. So that's what I want to have happen. So I think it's flaps gear. Positive right flaps, positive right gear. You know? I'll have to look that up and spend some time. Bring it back to 60% maybe? Hard work. There we go. SCAD is very different in this. We haven't even looked outside one something. That's what we got. Judging by the wings, it's quite bumpy. Okay, so my seated position should be okay. I can't see the little dots though. The light is on. All-tail. All-tail? No? All-tail? Can't see the little things. Oh, they don't have the little things for your seated position. Okay. Ah, look. Come on. So the minute you look at that mouse, you look away, you're in big trouble. Yeah, I was looking to switch on the cameras there. Now we got the cameras on. There we go. There we go. You see, it's climbing at 2,000 feet a minute there when I was at the mouse. It's a tough one. Let's start turning in. Let's not go over 30 degrees this time. Let's make it okay for the passengers. They're probably freaking out. Well, that's fine. So I think if I do a few of these tomorrow before we do our right? 1 or 2. Get a good night's rest. I don't know, I haven't been keeping count. But I am better at keeping kind of my speed. I said 220, didn't I? And my altitude, right? So that's improved. And then tomorrow you have a rest. Before you know it, you get up the next day, it's much better than it was when you started the first day. Stop it. Descending now.
Bank angle.
Oh, so much for my 30 degrees. See, and the real thing you'd feel like climbing, you know, in any airplane. You'd know. You don't have that here. Straighten her up here now and get onto it. We are 14 miles to go. Well, 14 miles to... I want to be kind of on it at 10. So here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. I'm looking here. That's what I want. Under 200 knots now. We go one... come on. Oh. Instead ahead. That makes it easier. $12 miles to go. 2 miles to go. We're getting around to 200 now. Lots of trimming. Go for 180. Flaps 1. Shit, we stopped flaps 2. We're going flaps 2 now. It wasn't flaps 1. Oops. 180. Now let's get it trimmed out. Trimmed out. Yeah, I need to sit back a bit to have a good view. $150 I said, didn't I? 150. There we go. Let's sort out the trim. We're all over the shop here. All over the shop. Is that the weather or is it me? See, there you go. +5. And flap 15, gear down. Yeah, let's get this stable. Sit up a bit in my seat. Yeah, it's just too slow. $150. Is 800 feet a minute. I won't get the 800 exactly. Now when I get it down, I'm gonna stop. I gotta stop when I get it down. You're down 3 greens. 4 miles to go. Flaps 13 out. And 77. As we are up and down quite a bit, folks. 4 miles to go. We're far away from the yellow line that Robert showed us. Maybe 140 would be fine. So if I look away now and change this button, we're in trouble. Always causes me trouble. A bit to the right and left.
Wide slope.
Yeah, there we go. Level it off there for a second.
Wide slope.
There we go. Okay, speed's a bit faster, I know that. 700 feet. Get on it. Don't let that happen. Don't let that thing happen. Got the lights.
Sink rate.
Yep. You can say what you like. We're landing. I'm too tired. Too tired, folks. Can't see the end of the runway. At all.
30, 20, 10.
Loose. I'm sitting very high up on my seat. Well, that was exhausting. Well, not so much. And we're good, folks. Let's take the next turn off. The weather's awful. It got much worse. Hotel. Flaps up. We'll have a look at that in the replay. I'm sorry, Floppy, but we did get the last one in. Well, that's quite poor weather. There was more visibility, I think. I'll have to look at the replay. Can be thrown up and down. We got it in. Thank you, Clappy D. So I might try this again tomorrow. Let me know what you think. What do you want to have happen tomorrow? Let me know. Stop here. Let me know if you want to do circus. I'd like to see the comparison between me starting this. This is the first time I've done circus like this in the 77. So I'd like to see the comparison. A night's rest and get it again and see if it's much better, because it was quite poor to begin with. I want some that hotel. I want some lights here. So flaps are up. Disarm you. Disarm the speed brakes. Lights. Lights can come off. There, you can come off, and you can come off. You can stay on. You can stay on. The APU comes on. And off. And the transponder, which is already off. Oh, it's on standby. And good. So how are we going to get? I can't see a thing. Can't see a thing. Come off even the right way. Where's the... Now, grab your parachute. Says what? No Phoenix? Yes, I was doing the Phoenix for quite a while. Grab your parachutes. I hope you're still on. Proper times. Yeah, touch and goes. Buttons. Touch a swag up it goes. Fun look at Fig not having spoilers on auto brake armed might be interfering with the GPWS. Ah, there you go. Of course. Following up. Robert Times is probably telling me that ages ago. Config not having spoilers on auto. Yeah, I didn't have them armed, did I? I didn't have them armed. That should be armed there. That's 50%. So armed is the first click. So I didn't have them armed, and I didn't have auto brake on. Because the problem is the sim. It's really annoying, and it's frustrating. Because if I look away here to play with the mouse, the minute I look, when I'm manually flying, when I look away at the mouse, I've got to zoom in, I got to find where it is, and I got to click it. And I think maybe if I had the screen like this, it could have been easily done, maybe. You know, but then I've got to go down here. But I do have physical control, so I just have to remember those. I'll remember those tomorrow. So I've got to write all this stuff down, you know. Got to have all that stuff down. It's giving out about APU there for some reason. Let's start it again. And let's see if we can taxi to the gates, see what Dublin version 2 looks like at the gates. And then we'll have a look at the replay. So let's ask the tower where to go. Ground. Taxi to gates. And we can play with our... Can we? No. Where's my baby? Where's my baby legs here? Let's go back to the tower. Maybe I didn't do that right. Oh man. Oh, not giving me my baby wheels, folks. For some reason. I think I might know what that is. Sorry to take you out there, folks. I bet you it may be... Come on, load up. It may be... Yeah, that's fine. That's set up. Okay, it's not giving my baby wheels, folks. Brakes off. Adding power. We found our way there somehow. Oh, did I burst a wheel? No. Did I burst tires there, folks? Is the thing. Thankfully, no. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, quite tricky. That's where we're kind of taxiing back. I'm not giving me my baby wheels, so which is very annoying for no apparent reason. Yeah, that's probably something with the GPWS. It just disabled it there eventually at some point. Did you land it as well, Clappy TV, flying along? Well, it was right down to the ground. Quote from airplane. It's right down to the ground. I'm guessing where I am here now. Oh no, hang on. I have our friend here. There's the airport over there. Won't you turn? We have indications. Oh, so you can't do two things at once with this. You're not in the actual cockpit, can you? Okay, we're good. Toby. Come on. I'm trying to get the mouse working here, folks. There you go. Now we have Toby. No, we don't. Now we do. Going to cross over here, straight ahead, all to L. Those lights ain't so good. Keep going straight ahead. There's all the terminals there. At night time, this looks quite good so far. Do you know? It looks quite good so far in Dublin. Oh, I've taken the wrong turn. Taking the wrong turn, folks. Okay, we can take a shortcut. We take a shortcut. I've got 40% power on here. There's something wrong. Have we burst tar, folks? We're going to come all the way up to the top here and take a right, and it brings us to the east of the airfield. It's quite atmospheric. Do you know, and again, I have to say to you, these... Let me turn off my lights here if I can find my phone. No, it's not. No, there it is. Something wrong here. Have I busted a tire or something? I think okay. Oh, I'm just turning it to, look, no wonder. It just turns right over. Look, that's going to stop you. That's going to stop you, folks. Let's move forward first. Straighten the nose wheel. Come on. No, let's just get straight here. I think we've busted the nose wheel. I think we've busted the nose wheel in one of our landings. So the pedals are straight now. Right, I'm going to have to halt. And if that nose wheel is still crooked, we're in trouble. No, it's not. Get away now, buttons, please. Good job. I have to defend the buttons. Step to the gate. I have to get to the gates. Come on, buttons, down you get. Good talk. Up. Good talk. I have to get to this. Good buttons. I need that. Oh, who goes to produce the buttons, folks? Never finish the straight. These buttons is there. I'll produce the buttons. You help me with this produce the buttons. We've had enough of you. Come on, move, airplane. There's something wrong here, folks. She's supposed to discuss havoc here with all the controls. She's standing on the controller. She's go. She's the buttons. Please. I can't seem to taxi this airplane, folks. I have to be honest with you. I can't seem to taxi the aircraft. There's something wrong. We'll pull into stand here. We'll pull into this one here at the gate. I don't have any traffic on, thankfully. Pull into this one. Yeah, there's something wrong. We've done something wrong. Yeah, it's just not, it won't move. We've burst the tire. Let's see, we're going to find out now. See, I've got full power on here now, look. So we've done something wrong. We've actually made it worse by taxiing. So we've burst the tire. Come on. Oh man, that's just crazy going. Let's have a look and see if we burst the tire. Let us go. Nope. Half the job's changing the views here. 10 degrees. Okay. Just want this, please stop it. Get away from there, please. Stop tuning my checklists. We want to go to menu here, and I think we can go to PTMDG, aircraft and maintenance, and it'll tell us if we've done something wrong. Failures. Active 1. So we've got one failure here. Guess what that's going to be. Do you know, I must have busted a tire there at one point. Tire failure. There you go. So we've busted a tire. Busted a tire. At some point. Jesus. So I've cleared that. Clear all. So I've busted a tire. What a bummer. What a bummer, folks. Let's have a look at the replay and let's see how hard that landing was, shall we? Oh yeah, the message there. It's the icing. I probably have the icing on somewhere. Okay, so all I want to do is get manual stuff done today. Manual controls, you know. And once we got that, so let's see if we can get that replay in here. Replay. It could have been the first one. The first one, did we touch down? We're not going to see anything here. Alright, so let's go to daylight. You're not going to see anything here. Alright? Let's go here. Alright? Now, they don't physically show a burst tire, which is a shame. Which means, you know, I think this is the first go around. So look where I was. I was way off. I was never going to make it. You know, so I was way off. That's the first go around. It must have been earlier on, but we'll see now if it was the tire. So I went around there. There we go. Couldn't see a thing. You can't see a thing there, can you? No. So let's have a look at the next one. Okay, this is the last one we just did. Here we came. I saw the one at the last minute. And we broke all the rules, of course. Let's see how hard this was. We're going to make 3P per minute. Let's then have a look here from this angle. There you go. Didn't look too hard. We burst something. So look from the nose here. So it must have been earlier on. It didn't look like it was too hard. Must have been earlier on. Yeah, the P per minute indicator is quite not. It's not that accurate. I have to admit to you. No, it's not. It's not that accurate because it gives something different every time. Just what is going absolutely crazy here, folks. So, but it doesn't look that bad. You know, it doesn't look. It doesn't look like it must have been earlier on. So it's definitely earlier on. Let's have a look at passenger view. Let's have a look at passenger view, folks. Yeah, I don't know what it is, Stoppy D. It just seems very random, in all fairness. But the looking of the landing doesn't look too hard. But could have been earlier on. I did have a few thumpers, do you know? Could have been earlier on. Buttons, please come away from the wires. I don't know. Anyway, that was quite a workout. That was quite a workout there, folks, I have to say. I've been doing it for 3 hours now. I didn't expect to be going on that long. So we'll see what that was I'll do that on my own at some point. There's lots of stuff to do, really. Thank you very much, Robert Times. I'm sorry, Robert, I didn't get to read all the text because I'm so busy flying. You know? Thank you so much once again, Robert Times. Thank you so much as well for joining us. D. Marco. There's a blackout at the airport. Damn right there is. Thank you very much to Nighthawk as well on Twitch, and then on YouTube. Clappy D, thank you very much. Brenda Beery, hey ho, how are you doing? Thank you very much. David White, Von Beardingham, I've Star Gravy, Blackjack, and Regs. I hope I haven't missed them. I probably have, but folks, you know who you are. Thank you very much. Have a great week, and I'm going to now close my eyes for the love of Jesus. The LC2 TV is fantastic, by the way, but it just tire you out though after 3 hours. You know what to do. So folks, thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.